Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we are looking at the DC Collectibles Gods and Monsters Superman. And he's, again, pretty good looking figure, just like Batman and Wonder Woman. They did a good job with the sculpt and the paint. I'm not disappointed in that regard at all, but we do have some problems, so let's take a look at the figure. He stands roughly 15.5 centimeters, which makes him just over 6 inches tall. So not bad sizing, and again, looks really cool with that coat. And he does have some accessories, so let's look at those. First, we have these hands, which are the ones that come on him in the package. They're just kind of like your generic gripping hands. He doesn't come with anything to grip, though, which is a little odd. And then we also get these gripping hands, which look very much like they're meant for gripping a firearm, which Superman doesn't need. So that's kind of strange that he has those. And he doesn't come with anything again, so very odd. And then lastly, he comes with these hands. Nicely sculpted, but not the most useful. No fist hands, which is kind of odd. And then he comes with the display stand, which is very nicely done. Very nice artwork on there, so that's really cool. And of course you get the acrylic upright that doesn't really work very well and is really ugly. So let's get into the figure itself. He is very nicely sculpted, very nicely painted, no problems there, but fairly limited in the range of motion. So the head can rotate, of course, no big deal there, no surprises. It can look up a little bit, it can look down just a little bit, so a little bit of forward and back, a little bit of side to side. So far that's okay. The shoulders go out about 45 degrees only. The hinge only goes about that far. And then you can rotate them around. The jacket is soft, so it won't really get in the way, and it looks pretty good. So I like the way they handled the jacket on this guy. For the bicep swivel, we get that, but it's down there in the elbow, which is fine. The elbows have a hinge, but both of mine are 100% completely frozen. I cannot get them to move at all, so that's a major bummer. I haven't gone at it with a knife or a hairdryer yet, but I cannot get them to even budge, so be very careful with those. The wrists obviously have the peg for interchanging them and a hinge in there also. We do get a waist twist, which is good. It happens underneath the belt. Above the belt. And the belt is soft, so it will move out of the way, but it looks like it might end up having a problem if you do it too much. You could end up with some cracking on the rubber. For the hips, they go fairly far forward, not super far, but probably far enough. Wow, I just split it. I just split it by moving the hips. Good quality control there, DC Collectibles. I split the crotch piece by moving the hip. See that? Not cool. So they don't go very far forward, apparently. If you move them any more than that, it splits. And then he can do the splits, so that's, I guess, a good thing. Nothing breaks when you do that. No thigh swivel. Knee joint is almost non-existent. Completely non-existent, basically. And then we have an ankle swivel. A shin swivel is in there also, so two redundant pieces right there. We don't need both of those. And there's technically a hinge in the ankle, but you can't really use it because of the way the leg is sculpted. No ankle rocker. So no ankle rocker, and then the minimal hinge makes him basically a statue. You can't pose him any way than to just stand him straight up and down. So again, very limited in the articulation department, but it looks pretty good, so it depends on what you're going for. I don't know how much I like these guys. I'm very disappointed in this whole animated line just because it's almost impossible to pose any of them. So, very disappointing, but they do look good for the most part. At least this batch has nice paint, so hopefully at least they can continue with that. I don't know. Anyway, there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.